Have you ever noticed how the same person can behave very differently from one day to the next? Well, most of us are that very person. Some days we feel heavy and indifferent. On other days, we feel competitive and passionate. And on some other days, we are very calm and compassionate. But why does the same person act so differently on different days? And what is the cause of these significant changes in our thoughts, emotions, and actions? Well, according to ancient Indian philosophical traditions, these changes are not random events. They arise from the interplay of three fundamental qualities, collectively known in Sanskrit as the gunas. Now, let us understand each of these gunas by comparing them to the weather. That's because, just like our minds, the weather is quite unpredictable and changes constantly with certain atmospheric conditions. Sometimes the weather becomes very thick, dark, and foggy, making it almost impossible to see the path ahead. Similarly, in our mental system, our mind becomes clouded, and our intellect loses its clarity, being unable to make a concrete decision. The guna which causes this blinding or veiling effect is called tamas. Apart from aimless brooding, it also makes our body lethargic, heavy, and our lives shrink to basic instincts of eating, sleeping, and mere survival, with no extra motivation. Sometimes the weather becomes very violent, with fierce storms and relentless turbulence, ultimately creating a chaotic atmosphere. Similarly, our mind becomes restless, like a flickering flame. It is driven by desire, giving rise to emotions like greed, anger, and arrogance. The guna responsible for this restless energy is called rajas. We become status-driven machines, fueled by competition and self-affirmation, ultimately leading to stress and burnout. And sometimes, the weather is bright and clear. The sky is cloudless with the sun shining brightly above our heads. Similarly, our minds become calm and clear, while our decisions are sharp and logical. This calm and composed state comes from the guna called Sattva. It leads to a healthy and disciplined lifestyle, bringing growth and stability to our day-to-day activities. Even if an external disaster hits, we have the elasticity to stay calm and renew ourselves later on. Thus, every thought, emotion, and action we experience is shaped by a certain combination of the three gunas. However, none of these gunas should dominate our lives. Too much of tamas leads to lack of clarity, procrastination, inertia, hopelessness, and oversleeping. Too much of rajas creates restlessness, anxiety, ambition without contentment, irritability, and eventually burnout. Even sattva is not the ultimate goal. An excessive attachment to it can create attachment to peace, attachment to knowledge, and even a subtle spiritual ego. The 19th century Indian mystic Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa explained the role of the gunas with this simple analogy. He described the world as a mysterious forest, and us as the lonely travelers passing through it. The forest has three robbers. The first robber wants to eliminate the traveler outright. He represents Tamas, which destroys our potential to progress by inducing ignorance, delusion, and inertia. The second robber doesn't want to eliminate the traveler. He wants to tie the traveler and rob him. The robber represents Rajas and binds the traveler with worldly ambitions, desires, possessions, successes, and failures. The third robber doesn't want to eliminate or loot. He guides the traveler to the edge of the forest, showing him the path to liberation. But when the traveler asks the robber to come with him, he declines, stating that he is a robber belonging to the forest and thus cannot leave it. This robber represents Sattva. Just as the sattvic robber belongs to the forest, Sattva too belongs to the mind. It can guide us towards liberation, but liberation itself lies beyond all three gunas. But how should one get beyond these gunas? Well, there are some common recommendations according to Advaita Vedanta. A procrastinating and lethargic person may engage in daily physical and mental activities. They should exercise regularly, fulfill their own responsibilities with discipline and punctuality, and take part in pursuits like sports, music, and devotional practice. In this way, they will transition from a tamas-based lifestyle to a healthy rajas one. A person who is very restless and anxious may take a rest or slow down from their rigorous mechanical activities. They should practice controlled breathing exercises and meditation, making their minds stable and helping them concentrate more effectively. Thus, they will transition from a rajas-based lifestyle to a balanced one. Finally, a person who is very calm and peaceful may begin their self-inquiry through studying the scriptures and their teachings, discussing them with their teachers, and later reflecting on them. Through this inquiry, even the attachment to peace, knowledge, and spiritual identity gradually begins to dissolve, thus helping them transcend the three gunas. The purpose of understanding the gunas is not to label ourselves, but to recognize their influence and gradually rise above them. If you find this video interesting and helpful, please like and share it with those whom you think may also benefit from it. And if you want more such videos related to Indian philosophies and Dharmic wisdom, kindly subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time.